one.
Welcome back, everyone. Part 3 of episode 4. So, the bottom feeder leader, the Captain Firebrand, and the barber leader, Serrated K, are on the bridge of this battleship. What are the rest of you doing there?
Well, my inclination is going to be taking out K again.
Okay. Again.
But I don't have any great actions for it, so I'm kind of holding back, hoping somebody else is going to solve this problem for me.
Dang it, there goes my strategy.
Yeah, so, Captain Thunderbrand is asking you to help.
Can I... Let's see, I'm just trying to think of...
So, and this is I'm sort of massaging the action verbs here. Could I disable K with some chloroform?
Sure. Yeah, you can use disable on people, but it's usually like less effective and riskier. But you can do that.
Okay, and then can I get some of that effect back with the chloroform being loaded in the auto injector? So I just...
Yeah, that makes sense.
All
so
right, that's only
yeah.
1D, so if I could get some help from Seth, like a distraction or something.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Setup.
Steph's a very good distraction, I would say.
I think it's going to be risky standard.
All right. So if I'm getting an assist, that gets me up to 2 dice. Do I push for dice? Nah, not this time.
Maybe.
Oh, I should have taken Devil's Bargain. You're right.
Trying to think of Devil's Bargain.
I don't have those in Death Wish, so I just forget about them.
I'm bad at coming up with them, so I rarely suggest them. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you managed to inject it, but she's also got like a bunch of mods and stuff that are kind of fighting back. So she like kind of goes unconscious and continues fighting and like stops like being able to control herself. And just starts like flailing a little bit. So you get a cut, I think a long-term setback of like a
serrated wound.
Yes, serrated wound. I'm trying to decide where and how.
Well,
your injector's in
save
your arm, right? So
a little trouble there. I'm gonna check off 2 boxes to armor.
Okay. So yes, it might be like out at the on your arm where the injector is, and you've probably strapped it down and like got it covered so it can't.
Yeah, it's got like a titanium casing.
Yeah, right. Okay, so that'll be a short-term setback of it kind of gets jammed in the casing, her blade arm. So you take you can't
Auto
use that.
injector
Auto injector jammed. Yeah.
Alrighty. And she's unconscious, but not unconscious enough. It sounded like
enough. Now that she is unconscious enough, I think Captain Firebrand can kill her, basically cut her down with his scimitar.
No.
Yeah, unless you stop her.
Or at least disarm her.
At least like give her space. I imagine it's closer to like a seizure than it is a cohesive fighting thing if she's half unconscious.
I think
maybe she just flails around and then falls over, so he doesn't need to take her out.
I think he would want to, but I think if you want to resist to intervene.
No, I won't. Seth can.
Seth will. Seth is a little bit soft. Seth is really trying to avoid as much bloodshed as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, Seth will intervene. Captain Thunderbrand, that won't be necessary. Just disable him. I'd really like to know what the heck is going on here, because so far, the only unworkings for the corporation right now are those involved in your crew.
Yes, so I think that sounds like an insight where you're trying to like convince someone to not do something instead of block it with your body or something.
That seems fair. I don't think he's dramatic enough to try and block something with his body just yet.
Yeah, right.
That's one.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah. So he, like, throws her body back, basically, and it goes skidding, but he does not kill her. In this confusion, the two X-Corp crew begin rushing forward to regain control of the ship. You can tell that Captain Firebrand doesn't really know how to control a corporate ship, and these two do. You also know that they are under contract to, protect lost valuables, or corporate equipment, and what they are doing might not be in the Bottomfeeders' best interest.
Those two you can kill, though.
What? Why?
They're going to basically not good things. They still work for the corporation. They're going to activate whatever locator beacon or something like that, and we're going to have a bunch of heat come down upon us. I'm guessing. I really have no idea.
You need to omit the last line.
Yeah, I know. The last part was inside.
Yeah, so he says, "You're always getting in people's way. Get out of here, you interloper."
Boom.
So he's not going to believe you.
That's fair.
Just okay. What can you do?
The two corporate stooges, right? Let's try and talk to them, actually, because
Okay.
they might.
Yeah, they don't know of your reputation.
They don't know of my reputation. Let's get the non-reputation. Gentlemen, if you want to live to the end of the day, I would suggest stopping what you're doing. I'm not going to do anything, but there's a lot of men with guns and swords on here.
So I think, I think they're gonna need some convincing because they're under
Yeah, that's fair.
under contract. That means a lot to them.
Can we? Would it be relevant to cut to Anthony and Kiki?
Sure.
Yeah,
with those corporate people you described to us earlier being gathered around something weird.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know if
Sure.
screaming over the radio would happen after whatever we're about to do. But
Okay,
I think after the dude goes Ghost Rider goes plummeting into the water,
and
which
put out finally.
yeah, I know. I thought that was
Love
really
that.
funny that he was going to be not on fire anymore. But I think Anthony catches his bike naturally because I need a ride, and so I mount up and I kind of look at Kiki and look at the crowd of people and look at the bridge, and I'm just kind of like, well, I don't know what's going on up there exactly, but those guys look like the type that bring lions with them.
Kiki will nod. That looks like trouble.
And I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I would like to ride the bike and just ride it through the crowd, try to get them to disperse or get them away from whatever object they're next to. Which, if it escalates, I guess that'll happen.
Okay.
I think Kiki will go one step farther and command them to step back.
Okay.
And while I have a long-term injury setback, I have improved effect to acts of intimidation or leadership.
Nice.
Guard. So what is my position there?
Yeah. So with improved effect, that's going to be risky great.
Okay.
Could I be assisting that then by
Yeah.
doing the same thing basically? Just
Right.
I would appreciate that. Do you have a devil's bargain?
Are you assisting for dice or?
I assume we're already at great effect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would appreciate the dice.
I think.
Anything going on the other ships?
Oh, good question.
They're aiming at us.
Yeah,
That
so
would be a problem.
a call goes out that the barbers have invaded the ship, and like seeing unfamiliar people on bikes, you become a target from the other ships.
Yeah, I'll take that. So that's 3d6. Risky, great. S.
Ooh, nice. Okay,
There we go.
so the group disperses, and you can see like they were just about to hit like a distress call. And they're not able to get there, but there's the sound of cannons and rockets as their modified rocket cannons begin to fire on the deck of their own ship, trying to hit you. So yeah, I think you get a short-term setback from that. That's like, I guess, pinned down.
Is that for the both of us then?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so they have other corporate ships. That's what's shooting at us.
No,
Right.
they're regular like barges and stuff.
Okay, so
Oh,
they had the
okay.
one
This is
large
like the
vessel.
flagship.
Yeah, they have one corporate ship, really.
Okay,
Um,
and in
At least
terms
one
of
that they've
these cannons shooting at us, these are shooting like at individuals, at people, rather than like the ship.
yeah, they're trying to like clear the deck of the ship.
Okay, I just wanted to understand a little bit.
Yep.
Also, I just wanted to say, as Anthony probably like does a wheelie or something, kind of like slams the bike down as the people are being yelled at, and getting up near the console, whatever they were interacting with. I would like to just like smash it with the butt of my rifle.
Sure. Yeah, that's no problem. You could just do that. Maybe it is a
Smash
problem.
just the screen. Aha! I've killed the computer.
Yeah, actually, maybe you should try to disable it or something.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think this will be risky standard.
You're risking me hitting the button.
Yeah, hitting the
Essentially.
button or something like that. Yeah.
I will assist that.
Okay.
Okay,
So smashing.
that's useful.
Well, Kiki's got 2 in disable, so I imagine she's a little more careful about her
Okay.
smashing.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm not at all. I started with 0, so I'm at 1 now.
Yep.
Maybe Kiki should just stab it then.
Well, I don't
Nah,
want
it's
to
not.
take the role.
No,
from him.
it's fine. Don't worry about it. Anthony knows how to do this.
Okay. Yeah, there's a loud alarm that goes off as you do this.
Listen, that's fine. That's fine.
Uh-huh.
I'd like to resist.
Yeah, okay.
I was prepared for this moment.
Yeah.
Is the alarm the only thing to resist, though? I guess you can tell me.
Oh. Yes, I think so.
Okay, yeah. So I would like to resist that. And I will now employ my special ability I just picked up. So I have Fortunate One, which is whenever I resist a consequence, I get to roll dice equal to my setbacks, current. And I now have 3 setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be rolling 3 dice for this resist.
Awesome.
Nice.
And see if I trauma out.
You picked the right playbook for your personality, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
One stress.
One stress. Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. All right. Still in it. Yeah, so Anthony just like slams this thing, and like the button is probably large or
Yeah.
like flashing or something. And like
Uh-huh.
also these consoles are probably well built. They're on like a military vessel or whatever, right?
Right.
So like I slam this thing, and all I do is like press all the keys, and like I press the alarm button, and it probably does dissolve to Kiki coming over, and I just kind of like stare at it for a second and start jamming it more, probably to no effect with the butt of a gun, and I think Kiki just takes her sword, as long as this is fine with you, and runs it through like the man.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
I'm just kind of
So,
like, all right.
I'm gonna throw out a Hail Mary here, and push the button on the radio and say, "Can I get any kind of update on what you are doing?" Do either of you have a radio?
I can. We do have the extra load. So.
Yes,
you know.
I think he's not carrying one out of spite at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a radio.
I lost my targets for target practice, so I just
used his radio.
So yeah, Kiki's radio goes off like on her belt.
Sure. Do you respond to it though?
Oh, I'm doing that now too.
Put the radio away.
I have radio.
Why do I even carry this thing?
you just, it clicks on, you're like, okay, waiting for a response, and then you hear like boom, it like goes into water.
I think she just says, just dealing with some corpos, boss.
Weapons malfunction.
Okay.
We're all fine here. How are you?
So I'm gonna turn to Thunderbrand as the shells start hitting his deck and say, it looks to me like you've lost control of your fleet.
He looks around and says, "No, this is all part of our contingency plan. Don't you worry."
This man is so prepared, so
Your
confident.
contingency plan is to sink your own ship?
It's actually a brilliant contingency plan. And actually, his next step is going to be to get control of these two corporate gentlemen and basically round up all the corporate people and throw them in the brig. Otherwise, they could cause further issues. I mean, I can clearly tell this is a brilliant, brilliant contingency plan, and he's going to be working with us to do that.
I'm willing to good cop, bad cop assist
Yes.
this sway roll. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all right.
Go for it.
I'm gonna check off stress and I'm like, no, there's no way he's smart enough to think of that.
Yeah. Doc is literally like his mind is racing.
He'd
like
have to have perfect control of his crew in this chaotic situation to pull something like that off, and he'd be thinking 10 steps ahead of us.
So I think this is risky standard, but I think a great would be, so standard would be like, he's like, okay, you're right, I'll listen to you. Great would be like, okay, I'll tell everyone to stand down.
I would like great. I would like great.
Desperate
I
great.
mean, can we trade position for effect by just really hamming up this act?
Just really like, yes, I love it.
Laying it on thick?
Yeah.
Desperate great.
the captain starts waving his scimitar between the two of you as you're talking.
Yeah, right.
And Doc's giving an assist on this one?
Yeah, for dice.
Okay. Cool. Extra die.
Ooh,
Ooh,
the thinnest
You
margins.
didn't let me cross my fingers yet.
sorry. Make sure to tick the fuse clock on that.
Yes, I will. All right. So.
And you get XP.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, true. Delicious XP.
All right. So, he says, you know what? I think it's right. I don't think now is the time for the contingency plan. So he gets on. He like walks over to the loudspeaker and hits a button. Are you still playing the guitar?
I think so. I think so.
Why not?
Yeah. So the sound of guitar plays. The two of you on the deck hear suddenly guitar, and then Captain Thunderbrand's voice shouts, and like all of the ships can hear it. Stand down. Gather up those buffoons we collected from when we took the ship. Gather them all together and we'll deal with them. Other ships stand down. We've got things handled. But because what other desperate consequence could there be? One last rocket goes off and someone like in a panic trying to turn it off shoots one last one by accident and it hits the bridge.
Of course.
Yeah. So both of you get long-term setback of, I think it probably shatters a whole bunch of glass. So like hail of glass or something.
Tinnitus and
Yeah.
shrapnel.
Yeah. Again, unless you resist. And like it knocks you all down, and the controls begin sparking, and a small fire is lit.
To resist, I'm trying to think of how to resist this.
Yeah.
Don't embrace it.
I'm more worried about the controls than anything else, actually.
You could, like I suggested before, just position your body in front of the controls.
Oh, I hate that idea, but yes. Well,
Or,
Seth specifically hates that idea. I think it's cool, but... No, actually, you know what? Yeah,
You know
Seth would like the controls to be intact.
You know what you could do, since you have your guitar? Maybe you hooked it up and can play a very, very loud chord on the loudspeaker to deflect the missile.
You know what? Yes, let's say.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe combine somehow with the what's it called? The ultrasonic
Yes.
anti-arm.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yep. There we go.
Now you're
You
using
can hook it
logic.
to your arm. That's the next bad mod you need to make, is built-in amplifier.
All right. What would I roll for that?
Oh man.
Man, I'm gonna say
I could see
probably
steel or resolve.
Steel or
Yeah, I
resolve.
would say resolve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine the
All right.
power chord when this boy strums.
Yeah.
So that would be
Oof.
a
Yes.
4. Oof. I'll take it though.
Yeah. So, you strum, and everyone goes mildly deaf for a second as like the ship kind of rocks from this, and a different section is hit. I think you're still, like, the glass still explodes and you're still covered in shards of glass, but the controls were saved. And that's what matters, I suppose.
All right.
I think a short also goes through your guitar, so I think you
That's
get
fair.
a back of fried guitar.
Was this thing electric now?
I would acoustic electric.
Yeah.
Like it can be hooked up, but you know.
Yeah.
Does this remove our pinned down short-term
Yes,
setback?
it does. Yep.
So, glass
Alright.
shrapnel and fried guitar added onto my list.
And
Yep.
so the glass shrapnel, you said that was long term or short term?
That was long.
Okay, I'm gonna armor that then
Okay.
with the heavy.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. So I
Just
think
go
you
in
can
there.
avoid that completely, because I can't think of like a short-term version of that.
Yeah, so all the glass shards just fly at me, and just it looks like I get sliced up, and then I just take off my overcoat, and I'm wearing like full armor, like, because
Yeah,
I
uh-huh.
expected that the way this fight was gonna go is that Thunderbrand was just gonna like shoot me in the chest with a shotgun or something, so
Mhm.
I was ready for that.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Can I click that
Yeah.
armor thing too?
Yeah. Sure.
So
yeah,
we're back in the place laying out the little models on the diorama, and I'm like, and you know what? If we do get shot, let's make sure everyone's wearing some nice bulletproof vests we've got here.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no problem with that. So yeah, you can just avoid that altogether, I think.
Alrighty.
I think Captain Firebrand or Thunderbrand is also wearing some kind of protective vest, and so
Because he was expecting us to do the same.
exactly right. Shattered glass all around you, and you just kind of look at each other and shrug.
And then the townsfolk are bleeding.
Exactly. Yes. Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna start applying first aid.
Okay. So while the townsfolk are tended to, what are the two of you doing on the deck now that you're freed up a bit?
I would like to
Uh,
ask the towns. Oh, those. Sorry.
Those
Other
two,
folks.
yes.
Yep.
Nobody's shooting at us? First check?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, no one's shooting at you.
I guess we should join them on the bridge.
Yeah, ride the bikes up to the bridge.
You were requested on the PA system.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
It clicks up again. Once again, Anthony and Kiki, please come to the...
All right. So yes, you all meet up together on the bridge. Captain Thunderbrand says, "So what was going on down below decks?"
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Really quick, before we do proceed up there all the way, is there still gunfire being exchanged below deck? Because if there is, I have words for people, and those words are bullets.
I think because Captain Thunderbrand told everyone to stand down, Bottomfeeders below deck are pulling back. So no, I don't think so.
Okay. And more or less the barbers probably don't have a position to... Actually, I would like to go down to meet with Alexa. Either way, I think.
Sure. Okay.
Kiki will back you up.
All right. They're ignoring you, Seth.
Do you at least radio us, or just leaving us in the dark?
Are they dead? Why?
What?
They might be.
It's a distinct possibility.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Lexa is now no longer shooting, obviously, and trying to steal a couple of these armored cars.
Nice.
Yeah, trying to unlatch them. One of so they've suffered a couple casualties. So there's Lexa and two others. Maybe Lexa and only one other at this point. The other barber is trying to open a gangway for the vehicles to leave directly off the ship.
Okay. Like out the side.
Yeah.
So I'll roll up on Ghost Rider's ride. And kind of I assume she's partially, she's being successful. She's not, completely stemmed in this progress, or is this, a futile task for her?
No, I think she's being somewhat successful, at least.
So I'll pull up, and I'll just kind of look over to her, and being on Ghost Rider's motorcycle, just kind of be like, if you can't keep your dogs on the leash, it's usually pretty hard to keep things civil,
Yeah.
Is there only her and the one other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so she, I think, doesn't pay attention to you. She, continues to try to, ignore you and get this, armored car out.
I'll get off the bike.
Okay.
And produce some sort of, chain snips. Okay. I assume that one of the tool packages available would control, or have that, a mechanics tools.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so I'd like to get off and just snap the chains on the two tires on my side, assuming she hasn't gotten it fully off. Mm-hmm. And just kind of, I don't know if Kiki's doing anything particular as I'm talking to her, but so looks like things aren't going so hot for you right now. What exactly do you plan on doing right here? Because vehicles, may be useful, but you don't even have a town to go back to. Where are you going to get to with you and this other guy?
She says, we read on one thing, we are getting out of here, one way or another, and we'd like to be as prepared as possible. There's some isolated badlands up to the north or west. If we can get some of these vehicles, we can ride out there. It'll be a couple days trip, but we can get away from all this and start fresh.
You mean away from the corporations?
Yeah, they're moving in here, but from what we've heard, I have relatives out that way. They still don't care about all that desert.
I think Anthony will just kind of stare here for a second, and I assume at this point we've at least got the car free, if not like jumped or whatever. She's probably inside trying to like ignite it. And I think Anthony is just gonna kind of like look at her for a second, and it's like, look how much you've lost already. Like, you're not interested at all in stopping this, preventing what's going on here.
Do you want to try to roll a sway to convince her to stay and help?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I've got 0 in sway. Am I allowed to grit my teeth when I'm at 1 stress?
I don't think so. Because you have to pay 2 stress to get the benefit.
Sure.
You can't go over like you can when resisting.
I don't really know what the rule is for that. I would say no, though. I think
That's fine. Can I... Well, let's see. So I can try for a doubles bargain to get 1 die. I don't know what Kiki's doing, if Kiki would assist or wants to.
So I think Kiki is straddling her bike with her hands crossed over the handlebars, kind of watching. She's not trying to stop you. She's not trying to stop the barbers. It seemed like you kind of had it in hand, so she didn't get off her bike to help. And she's just kind of watching you try to convince her. And I don't think that she will help you because she thinks that Lexa's doing the right thing.
That's fair.
Sure.
So yeah, would there be a potential... I mean, I can roll 2 dice, take low, or I don't know if there would be a devil's bargain.
Not that I can think of.
Sure. So I'll just go 2 low.
Yeah, so I think this is controlled. Maybe controlled limited.
The possible devil's bargain, or maybe you're saving this as a consequence, is just that the Bottomfeeders sees him talking to the enemy.
I think that would make sense as a consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could trade up to risky standard then by just doing it a little more openly.
Yeah.
Sure, if that's what is on the table, I guess.
Yeah, right, that makes sense.
I was thinking of trying to go for risky anyways, and I don't know, maybe Lexa would just shoot me or something, but who knows.
Yeah.
Like, get out of my way.
Them.
Yeah, so it's going to be... That was a devil's bargain then, or no? No, that was not a devil's bargain, but that was me upgrading the position in effect. Okay. So we're still on 2d6. Take the low. Hey, yo.
Hey, there you go.
Hey.
All right.
Okay.
I'm good at stuff. Maybe.
She stops and like throws her hands up in frustration because she's not making headway. And gets off and says, "All right, fine, I'll come with you." And begins to like follow you out or wherever you go. She says like we do need we need to. I guess we do need to do something. I guess you're right. And yeah, I presume you then kind of head back to the deck.
To the bridge.
Yeah.
Well, first the deck and then to the bridge. Yeah, and there is like an exhausted bottom feeder at the top who looks up at the two of you and says, "The barbers are on board. I thought so. You two, you're working together. What are you doing?" I think I think this bottom feeder is too exhausted to like do much, but like is like you two have been kind of pinned together and might cause some trouble down the line, I think.
That's fine.
I'll resist that. I'll protect it.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I think this is basically command, so resolve. Basically, she's going to follow behind Lexa and Anthony as this poor guy is like off to the side, like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna put one very large hand on his shoulder and just be like,
Forget about it. It's Chinatown.
basically, but more along the lines of fighting each other isn't going to get us anywhere. We need to keep in mind who our real enemy is. And points to like where the corpos are being led to the brig.
Sure. I think that might be more like insight, though.
Oh, of course you would say that.
Yeah.
That's fine. I get plus 1d anyway. 4, so that's 2 stress.
Yeah, everyone's writing it really close. Well, except for Doc. All right. Yeah, so he just like shakes his head and leaves. Now, do you go to the bridge, or are you going?
And then they leave, and they don't actually.
Yeah, right.
You seem really interested in the bridge.
You don't have to.
No, I was gonna take her there, Lexa.
Okay.
Okay. All
The
right.
bridge.
Yeah. So we cut back to the last barber manages to get the gangplank open, turns around, and we see Devin, the barber who was left behind last time.
Oh no.
And has no idea what's going on and is left behind yet again.
Oh, buddy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Kevin.
Uh-huh.
Guys.
Yeah. Very confused. All right. Back on the bridge. What was the last thing that happened on the bridge?
Glass
Underbrand
shattered
to
everywhere.
make
Glass
everyone
shattered,
stand
right.
down, and then there was an explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
Oh, and then I treated all the townsfolk. That's what we were
Right.
doing.
Yeah,
Right.
we're doing like
Got away.
triage, first aid type stuff.
yeah. Right. So the townsfolk are being patched up. I think that takes long enough that eventually Anthony and Kiki show up, and Captain Thunderbrand stomps over and Cretchen Glass and asks you finally what was going on down there.
Oh, he's talking to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were there.
Right. I don't know. Why would anybody talk to me? I don't know these things. Was
And I'm
was
just like,
Kiki going to
what
respond?
was going on down there? Someone tell me.
Anthony
You
will
can see
definitely
all
respond. That's fine.
Radio flashing on Kiki's side.
10 unread messages.
Yeah, I mean, I think Anthony will just kind of look around the scene up here, right? There's like shattered glass everywhere. Kay is alive again, more.
Right.
And Anthony's just like, is she? Oh, how did she get here? And then I look like Kiki for a second. I look over there. I'm like, what is going on in this town? What?
I feel like Kiki has a lot of explaining to do. And I just stare at her.
Uh-huh. Kiki still with a bloody sword in 2 hands, like,
Yeah.
oh, do I?
Lexa goes over to inspect Kay, and seeing that Kay is alive, I think at this point gives her like a little kick and then leaves.
Oh, kicks K.
Alexa, oh my God, you're alive. Be still my heart. I thought with the truck went over that bridge.
Does anyone in
Yeah,
this house stay dead?
No, I just look at Seth and I'm like, listen, I don't understand technology that well, but you're lying.
Okay, let's back up. What were you guys doing?
There was a firefight down below decks.
Why was there a firefight?
Fuck if I know.
Yeah. Point at like
Bottomfeeders and
Lexa.
the barbers were shooting at each other.
The barbers.
Kiki gestures to Kay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I turn to look
Oh.
at Seth.
Yeah, no,
I guess a lot of people have explaining to do.
I was yeah, Seth has been like, oh wait, no, yeah, that was me, yeah.
Anthony didn't put 2 and 2 together that Doc didn't realize all the barbers were alive.
They must have switched trucks.
Musta.
And Thunderbrand standing there.
Yeah, exactly. Captain Thunderbrand looks between everyone, just like silently, and then gets back on the loudspeaker and says, "All right, everyone, as you were, let's move out." And then turns to the rest of you and says, "I think our blood bond will prove fruitful."
Yeah. We'll let you know if we hear anything about the corporation. Until then, you're welcome in Soggy Bottom Creek as long as you don't cause any trouble. Any new trouble. Everything in the past is forgiven.
Now I look at Doc and I'm just like, wait. What?
And I hold up my hand still dripping with blood, hopefully not showing that it's not actually cut, and just being like, we signed an oath. There are blood brothers now. We're all part of one big happy alliance against the corporations. I point at your hand. You're in on this too.
Oh, okay. Right, alright. Yeah. Right.
Alright, we'll call on you if we know anything more about the corporations. Until then, smooth sailing.
Alright.
We take the townsfolk and barbers or leftover barbers with us, or at least.
Yeah, I
Right.
definitely take
You're
the
right.
townsfolk, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, these poor townsfolk were captured by the barbers and used as hostages.
Yeah,
We'll,
they go along with
return
that.
them.
They're like, yeah, that was their idea. And Thunderbrand points to Kay's like limp body and says, "Is she your problem or ours?"
Our problem.
Mine.
She's ours.
Okay. All right.
Kiki,
Anthony's
you want
like,
to carry her out?
Yep.
not my problem.
Throws her over his shoulder. Fireman carry.
Uh-huh. So as you leave, you see a couple of Bottomfeeders have rounded up all of the corporate crew to give them a stern talking to.
All right. So once we're all clear of the ship, I'm gonna ask the townsfolk what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so the townsfolk who joined were the ones who were, you may have noticed already, were the ones who were upset that the barbers left. So Enforcer Zechariah says, we knew that we know the corporations are coming. They've already been seen. There've been, mobs trying to figure out who could secretly be a corporate spy. And we knew that the barbers had done such a good job of protecting us. None of this started till you joined in. And we got in touch with some of them. We found that they were still alive somehow. And they were talking about how the Bottomfeeders had betrayed them, and we came up with this plan to perhaps get an upper hand to help protect the town.
Well, that was fucking stupid.
Makes sense though.
The corporations are still coming. He like leans forward, says, "Can you protect us?"
I point at the battleship that's sailing away, and I say, yes!
Well, clearly we're a little underprepared, but if there's anything you need, we can do our best to help.
Good. I think we're all on the same page then, and nobody needs to suffer any consequences.
Just a few setbacks. If we're not careful, the streets will be full with more trouble than asphalt. All right, we can wrap up there.
Yeah, all right.
Screen.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we have a little bit of time to do some payoff or something.
Yeah.
When you return to town, the townsfolk share their story of what happened. Describe how the barbers, especially since Lexa is joining you, Lexa kind of shares kind of that the barbers' plan was really to get out of there and not to help. And now the town's full backing is with you. So they are willing to do everything necessary to help, which amounts to like script, basically. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plus, we're now making use of the naval trading routes, right? Like we're no longer
right
embargoed.
Yeah, exactly.
Blockaded.
So I think we skimmed over a little bit of like the deal. I think a number of the townsfolk know that, as well as a major dock, the Bottomfeeders also have a lumber yard, like a driftwood lumber yard. And so I think part of that deal that you made with the Bottomfeeders is that to give access to a bunch of raw materials to the town to help build up whatever defenses are needed.
Mm-hmm.
They're not making a lot of use of it, especially now that they have this big metal boat that doesn't need wood repairs.
Right.
So I'm going to count that as turf as a reward as well. Driftwood lumber yard. And the town gives you 8 scripts again.
All right, 2 for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we get an extra 2 for any of those corporate secrets or no?
Did you learn any corporate secrets? I'm not sure if you necessarily did.
Oh, we didn't. We don't have the prisoners, so no, probably not.
Yeah, right. If you had taken them with you or something, maybe.
No. Now, if we'd done one of the other scores and like gone after the kelp or something, we'd probably have some. But
right, perhaps. So, yeah, the townsfolk showing up was the entanglement.
Yep.
I don't think you
complicate things.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think you slighted anyone in that. At least not that you didn't resist.
Unless the two townsfolk are upset.
Yeah, I mean, you did also then bandage them back up and everything. So, the people who had grudges still have grudges. It's Freelancer Ollie. But
Devin.
and Ghost Rider is dead, so I'm going to delete that grudge.
We probably slighted K. At least I did.
Oh, that's a good point. Yep.
How's Lexa feel?
Lexa is like begrudgingly helping you now. So
Is she?
Begrudgingly, but not grudgingly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
if she's more into joining. Like, she had the patch from Seth once upon a time. I don't know if she, like...
Yeah, way back when.
Yeah, I think she might be. I don't know if she's like a full-on cohort, but she might join the like muscle egghead cohort that you already have, kind of.
Sure, yeah.
Yep.
More on like the egghead side.
Yeah, we might pick up another expert when we level up.
Yeah, if you want. I improved so I think the bottom feeders are now a -1. After all that.
Yep. Truce.
Still, yeah, truce. Still not the happiest with you. The threat level will go up between sessions, and that's the payoff. So let me quickly tell you what that turf does. Apart from being another open road, which helps your entanglements. +1 result level when crafting large wooden structures like floating docks, rafts, etc. Any wooden gear you have improves in quality.
That'll be useful when we have to build a bunch of barricades and the
Yep,
corporation comes storming in.
So we're gonna pick up next time with some downtime. If you want to have some like long-time projects to build a lot of barricades and stuff, you can.
Yeah, so we'll be heading into the final session, right?
Yeah. So next session will be the last session. Will be the maximum threat level. The corporations are coming in with everything. You can imagine at least that they're coming for Tidehome. There will be, side casualties and whatnot throughout the whole area, but that will be the main site. So there will have to be some social navigating with the Condors, I'm sure.
Right.
Or you can let them have it and defend from there if you really don't care about Tidehome and the Condors. But we can decide that next session.
We'll worry about it.
Yeah.
We can't let them get the Eternal Youth Serum.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think we let them take Tidehome.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so this has been Asphalt and Trouble. We have been Hacked in the Dark. My name is Jacob. You can find Asphalt and Trouble on my itch page, jacobalso.itch.io, I think it is, where you can get this game for yourself and play it. You can find me at Jacob also on Twitter. You can also find the Asphalt and Trouble Twitter page, which just has Asphalt and Trouble updates at asphalt_trouble. I think that's all the things I've got.
I've been Ian. You can find my stuff on my Twitter at Antifinity. And that's where you'll see Death Wish, which is another Fortune in the Dark game.
And I've been Jared. I'm around in the Discord, but nothing in particular to promote yet.
And then Travis here. I have a Twitter, DMs Guild, and itch.io, all under Octosplosion. I work on a handful of minor things, but don't have anything really big quite yet.
And I've been Danielle. You can find me on the internet at RedTailedHawk90. You can find Idiot Teenagers with a Death Wish, which is my Animorphs-inspired Forge in the Dark hack, at redtailedhawk90.itch.io. You can find the actual play based on that game at DKPHPod, that's Dumb Kids Playing Hero. And if you want to check out some of the other projects that I'm on, you can look up my podcasting guild at stones_standing.
Right, so we'll be back same time next week for the last episode. Following Asphalt and Trouble, we will be playing Mothlight. So look forward to that. We'll have some more details on our Twitter at Hacked in the Dark soon.
Nice. See ya, everybody.
Bye, everyone.